standing for the procession.
Please be seated. Chancellor, Presidents, Vice Presidents, Members of Council, Registrars, Deans, Faculty, Members of the Diplomatic Corps representing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Malaysia and India, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our graduates and your families, you're all very welcome to the RCSI conferring ceremonies this evening. This is an occasion of great joy and celebration. Indeed, even the Irish weather agrees with us on that. And it's right that we celebrate, but also right that we remember today those classmates who are not with us. Also today, our hearts are very much with the people of Mississauga, Ontario, home of many of our students and alumni after the recent bombing, and before that, the many other acts of senseless violence around the world. Each, indeed, a signpost to inhumanity and intolerance. You, the class of 2018, exemplify tolerance and multiculturalism, and we are really, really proud of you. Our hope for you is that you will go forward as leaders, champions, and role models for tolerance and humanity. Before declaring open the ceremonies, the conferring ceremonies of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland and the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and the National University of Ireland, I'd like to introduce the platform party. At the table to the front, to your right, is Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland. In the middle, Professor John Hyland, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, and Professor Mary Horgan, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. At the next row to the back, again from your right, is Dr. Attracta Halpin, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Mr. Kenneth Mealy, Vice President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Dr. Antonio Lahan, President of the Association of Medical and Dental Graduates of RCSI, Professor Seamus Sreenan, Director of Graduate Entry Medicine at RCSI, Ms. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director of Academic Affairs at RCSI, Professor Arnold Hill, Chairman of the Department of Medicine and Surgery and Head of School of Medicine at RCSI, Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences at RCSI, Dr. Barbara Murphy, Candidate for Honorary Doctorate, and my name is Cathal Kelly, Chief Executive of RCSI. Can I now invite our graduands, please, to stand as I call on the Registrar of the National University of Ireland to open the NUI conferring ceremonies.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis, Pre Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, haec comitia universitaria, hodie convocata sunt, ut he mulieres maxime eximiae et he viri maxime eximii ad grados academicos admittantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring degrees. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Chief Executive and Registrar of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland.
I now declare open the conferring ceremony for award of degrees of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, and I also declare open the award of the Letters Testimonial of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. If the graduates in medicine can remain standing and recite the declaration of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland and the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland with me, I'll now recite with you the declaration of RCSI, which is in page 8 of your booklet. If you could recite with me, I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely declare and promise that I will observe and be obedient to the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And that I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to promote the reputation, honour and dignity of the said college. If we could now recite together the declaration of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. I, in your name, do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that I will observe the statutes, bylaws and ordinances of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, and that I will, to the utmost of my power, endeavour to preserve the honour and reputation of the college. I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences of RCSI, Professor Hannah McGee, to come forward to recite the graduate's declaration with you, which is in page 9 of your booklet.
The RCSI Graduate Declaration, which you will recite together this afternoon, is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your careers, as taught during your studies with us at RCSI. It gives me great pleasure on this special day of your conferring to invite all of you, the graduands of 2018, to recite together after me the following declaration. I will practice my profession in medicine with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first concern. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will remember that there is art to my profession as well as science, and that warmth, empathy, and understanding may outweigh treatment alone. I will respect the confidential information that is entrusted in me, even after the patient has died. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will not use my professional knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession in medicine, and I will promote high standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interests of human health. And I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you.
For the award of Honours Degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, and Bachelor of Obstetrics, Prae Honorabilis Cancellariae, totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meas filios et hos meas filios, quos omni si tam moribus, quam doctrina habiles Linnaeus esse qui admitter ad graduum baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgiae, in arte obstetrica, honoro corso confecto, idaque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totaque academiae. I now invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland to admit the graduates.
Ego auctoritata mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in medicina, in chirurgia, in arte obstetrica, honoro cursu confecto.
I now invite the President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office as President, I admit you licentiates in Medicine and Obstetrics of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland.
I now invite the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland to admit the graduates.
By virtue of my office as President, I admit you as licentiates in Surgery and Obstetrics of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland.
I'd now like to invite Professor Arnold Hill, Chairman of the Department of Surgery, Head of School of Medicine at RCSI, to come to the lectern to introduce the graduates.
So I'd now like to invite each graduate to come forward to receive your parchments. Muhannad Abbasi.
Well done, congratulations. Well done.
Mohammed Abdul Jawad.
Well done, congratulations.
Ahmad Abdul Karim.
Well done, congrats.
Farah Adamali.
Well done, congratulations.
Ogechi Adingupu.
Well done, congratulations.
Ammar Al-Haidari.
Well done, congrats.
Murtada Abdul Hakim Al-Hamoud.
Well done, congrats.
Muhammad Abbas Al-Hassan.
Well done, congrats.
Sawab Al-Hosni.
Well done. Well done, congratulations.
Amna Al-Khamis.
Well done, congratulations.
Hiba Al-Maruki.
Well done, congratulations.
Ahmed Salah Al Radwan,
Well done. Congrats.
Mohammed Al Zabi,
Well done. Congratulations.
Oludere Al Abi,
And the photograph there,
Well done. Congrats.
Omar Al Lashsiri,
Well done. Congrats.
Fatima Essa Al Buhamoud,
Well done. Congratulations.
well done, Phil.
Sarah Al Balushi,
Turn around.
Sarah, well done. Congratulations.
Raja Al Dandan,
Well done. Congratulations.
Hussein Al Fadsli,
So well done. Congratulations.
Faisal Al Fadli,
Well done. Congratulations.
Walid Eiffel Kawi,
Colleague, well done. Congratulations.
Rashid Al Fusai,
Colleague, well done. Congratulations.
Khalifa Al Ghanim,
Well done. Congratulations.
Lamis Al Hada,
Well done.
Saad Al Hajjarf,
Well done. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Let's get a picture here now.
Aid Al Hajjari,
They're waving back. Well done.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Talal Al Hassan,
Well done. Congratulations. Let's get a picture here.
Al Hassan Al Hibshi,
Well done. Congratulations. Let's get a picture here.
Sarah Al Handi,
Well done. Well done. Congratulations.
Muhammad Al Husani,
Well done. Thank you so much. Let's get a picture here.
Dua Alim,
Well done. Congratulations.
Abdul Latif Al Jadi,
That was a big cheer.
Well done. Congratulations. Let's get a picture.
Aya Al Jalande,
Well done. Congrats.
Ahmed Al Kanani,
Well done. Congrats.
Aziz Al Kayat,
Well done. Congrats.
Abigail Allen,
Well
Laura Allen.
Well done. Congratulations.
Michelle Almadouj. Abdul Rahman Al Mansouri.
Well done. Congrats.
Hamad Al Mahandi.
Well done. Congrats.
Ahmed Al Muhammad.
Well done. Congrats.
Khalid Al Mohammed Al Musa.
Well done. Congrats.
Khalid Al Munayik.
Well done. Congratulations.
Dania Al Nafisi.
Well done. Congratulations.
Mishari Al Nasaf.
Well done. Congratulations.
Rian Al Omaim.
Well done. Congrats.
Yusuf Al Kubandi.
Well done. Congrats.
And his sister, Sarah Al Kubandi.
Well done. Congratulations.
Talal Al Saeed.
Well done.
Muhammad Al Safar. Mustafa Matuk Al Sabouk. Mahmoud Al Salah. Fahad Al Shamri Al Ajimi. Omar Al Shahi. Suleiman Al Suabi. Abhir Ami Anand. Auni Awangdahan. Arun B. Tolu Walogu Bayawen. Paras Baja. Manpreet Bajwa. Rahul Bansal. Maha Bakar. Conor Barry. Harjos Bath. Musa Baba Hani. Anna Bennett. Sami Bishai. Guneet Bopari. Humud Bogambar. Oricha Moyoa Boyo. Seemarjeet Brar. Madison Brown. Aidan Bundy. Talal Burahama. Waleed Burahama. Rachel Burke. Sean Callanan. Manuel Calvo-Gurri. Alison Cameron Vendrig. Ruth Carey. Survi Chawla. Amy Copperthwaite. Sinead Cunningham. Tig Dalton. Jenna Durrani. Martin Davey. Jasmine Derrick Briggs. Rachel Dharamshi. Julia Di Giovanni. Fergal Donnelly. Nurli Iana Draham. Claire Drum. Katie Dunleavy. Rafi Ebrahimi Guy. Clarice Egan. Adaiza Emeka. Jessica Ennis. Sarvanaz Esmail Zada. Adele Farah. Shane Farrington. Celia Fernandez. Orla Fitzpatrick. James Flynn. Simon Foley. Cameron Ford. David Foster. Alice Fox. Paul Fox. Nurusama Faisal. Ji Gan. Jenna Gears. Michael Georgie. Luke Jin. Brendan Ginsberg. Tom Gleason. Crystal Gopi Singh. Aoife Gordon. Preetitha Gauthaman. Carlos Gracias. Justin Greco. Mihir Gupta. Elise Halpern. Suzanne Harrington. Sean Harris. Yusuf Hassan. Fatima Hassan. Katrina Hayes. Dervla Henderson. Noor Herzala. James Heseltine. Kam Singh Ho. Shuli Ho. Nicholas Hudiono. David Horan. Owen Hurley. Elaf Hussain. Sharifa Zahira Edid. Amalina Ismail. Rebecca Yagu. Yusuf Jali. Muhammad Jamal. Zaina Jamal. Zara Juman. Nevin Kamal. Nasser Karimi. Claudia Kay. Stephen Keelan. Danielle Khan. Nana Adoma Koja Sarpong. Giovanni Krishnamurti. Tarsika Kuganasan. Sarah Lally. Ali Lari. Lisa Lawler. Kuok Zen Lee. Mackenzie Lim. Theodore Lynn. Aaron Lowe. Taylor Lukasik. Johnny Loa. Ivana Luchman. Fionn Lynch. Justin Ming Zhang Ma. AJ Mahajan. Richard Marr. David Madge. Zaid Mamsir. Rayana Maraj. Hannah Markey. Andrew May. Connor McCartney. Sam MacDonald. Leah McElligott. Hugh McGowan. Eka Melson. Zubin Mesbah. Crystal Miers, Samuel Maholshu, Andrew Mikhail, Alexandra Mingay, Hamad Mohammed, Mohammed Nakib Ashraf Mohammed Nazri, Faisal Mubarak, Khalid Munir, Deirdre Murphy, Gareth Murray, Mohammed Shahir bin Mustafa, Raj Nagda, Sahili Nandi, Timur Nasibov, Daniel Nasif, Anusha Luli Nathan, Noor Farhana Nazir, Laura Nyland, Saoirse Nivuil, Aoife Nikir, Axel Emil Nissen Lee, Nomwabundo Injeze, Amy Nolan, Owen Nolan, Nazarene Normadid, Cormac O'Brien, Rachel O'Brien, Jody Odame, Dominic O'Dowd, Steve Oku. Tolulope Ola. Caroline O'Leary. Grace O'Regan Murphy. Jeffrey Chidi Osanife. Corey O'Sullivan. The next graduate is Abhishek Panjwani, but unfortunately Abhishek can't be here with us today, but we welcome and we're delighted to welcome his parents to receive his parchment on his behalf, Mr. Armit Panjwani and Mrs. Delia Panjwani. Anish Patil. Elizabeth Paul. Julie Peck. Maitri Penagonda. Shivani Pujakolra. Simraj Power. William Powell Brett. Francis Prendergast. Carly Rabin. Ayman Rahim. Ruheksh Raj. Muhammad Amar Ramlan. Ryard Ramlogan. Fiona Rawat. Andrew Redmond. Deirdre Riley. Shona Reynolds. Siti Nazaha Sabri. Chanel Samodi. Lorna Sampson Ridden. Humraz Samra. Visheki Sachichandan Anna. Aoife Siri. Simran Senik. Dexter Seo. Akansha Saiti. Gadi Shafi. Aranud Shankar. Florika Sheehan. Gerard Sheridan. Ramit Sidhu. Perveen Sivia. And Shuman Sooth. Samantha Steinmetz Wood. Michael Strader. Jessica Sudabi. Madeline Sugar. Ming Yao Tan. Mohammed Tariam Omran. Camille Taston Hoye. Jennifer Teacher Venkoff. Tenku Nazim bin Tenku Yusuf. Jason Tho Wang Shern. Chorhin Toby Tong. Caroline Tracy. James Trier Main. Calvin Tsay. Claire Tynan. Alan Tyrrell. Catherine Uhamoidi. James Ulrich. Ayman Usmani. Kamisha Valu. And her twin sister, Kenita Valu. Vasilio Vastis. Kushdeep Vig. Caroline Wadakor. Rehab Wali. Luke Wallace. Michael Yu. Andrew Zayas. Farah Nadia Binti Ziktar. And last but not least, Nur Shakiri Zulkifi. Now, the following candidates will be conferring in absentia today, and if you're watching via live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Abdullah Al-Anazi, Mohammed Al-Salah, Mohammed Esmail, Ahmed Hawa, Khalid Al-Fahad, Kasim Mohammed, and Navneet Sohi. That concludes the conferment of degrees and licentiates.
Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, ceremoniis rite confectis, queso facias finem, huius convocationis universitariae. That completes the NUI conferring ceremony.
Firstly, sincere congratulations to all our new graduates. Well done. At this point, we now proceed to the annual conferring of the award of Honorary Doctorate of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I would now with great pleasure invite the 2018 Honorary Doctorate recipient, Dr. Barbara Murphy, to take her place on the stage for the commencement of the Honorary Doctorate Award. RCSI established an annual Honorary Doctorate Award in 2011 to recognise excellence and to provide inspiration to you, our students or graduates, on your graduation day. The awardees are exceptional people who've made a difference in the world through education, research or service. The awards were started by Mary McAleese, first President of Ireland, and to date, 2 distinguished RCSI alumni have been honoured in this manner. The Right Honourable Professor the Lord Ara Darzi, Professor and Chairman of Surgery at Imperial College in London, and Dr. Nizam Afdal from the RCSI Class of 81, Chief of Hepatology at Beth Israel and Professor of Medicine of Harvard Medical School in the US of A. I'm delighted that today we get to honour another distinguished RCSI alumnus. We as RCSI staff believe that you, our graduates today, will also make a difference for good in the world. And we want, through hearing their stories and their words, to inspire and to challenge you on this special day to make a difference. I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Professor Hannah McGee, to introduce the Honorary Doctorate awardee, Dr. Barbara Murphy, of the RCSI Class of 1989, Chair of the Department of Medicine, the Murray M. Rosenberg Professor of Medicine, Dean for Clinical Integration and Population Health at the Icahn School of Medicine in Mount Sinai, New York. The doctorate will be awarded by the President of RCSI, Professor John Hyland.
President, it is a great pleasure that I introduce our candidate for the RCSI 25th of May 2018 Honorary Doctoral Award, Professor Barbara Murphy. Professor Barbara Murphy, MB, BAO, BCH, just like you, and FRCPI and RCSI alumnus class of 1989, and the chair of the Samuel Bronfman Department of Medicine, the Murray M. Rosenberg Professor of Medicine, and the Dean of Clinical Integration and Population Management at the Icahn School of Medicine at the Mount Sinai Health System, New York. She is one of the leading transplant nephrologists and immunology researchers in the US. Her research focuses on the use of genomics and genetics to understand immune mechanisms associated with graft injury and rejection, and to identify profiles and/or genetic variants that may be used to predict and diagnose outcomes following renal transplantation. Among her many research achievements, she is principal investigator of a study, The Genomics of Chronic Renal Allograft Rejection, GOCAR, which was recently published in The Lancet. Born and raised in Dublin, Professor Murphy and both her siblings, Kieran and Celine, who may indeed be watching us this afternoon, and hello to you both, studied medicine here at RCSI. After graduation, she completed her internship at Beaumont Hospital, followed by a fellowship in clinical nephrology, also at Beaumont Hospital. She then went on to complete her postdoctoral training in nephrology and transplant immunology at Brigham and Women's Hospital, Harvard Medical School, under the mentorship of Drs. Mohammed Saij and Charles Carpenter. In terms of inspiration, in a day of inspirations, it was during her time as an RCSI medical student in Beaumont Hospital that Barbara met a young patient on dialysis who inspired her career choice. Subsequently, while working as a registrar in Beaumont Hospital, Barbara took care of that same patient during her renal transplantation. In 1997, she was recruited to Mount Sinai Medical Centre as Assistant Professor of Medicine, was named Associate Professor in 2003, and appointed as Professor of Medicine in January 2008. In 2011, she was appointed Dean for Clinical and Population-Based Research and Director of Conduits for the Institute of Translational Science, and also Principal Investigator of the Institutional National Institutes for Health, the NIH, Clinical Translational Science Award. Professor Murphy was appointed Chair of the Samuel Bronfman Department of Medicine at Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in 2012, and Murray M. Rosenberg, Professor of Medicine and Chair of the Department of Medicine, Mount Sinai Healthcare System, and Dean for Clinical Integration and Population Health in 2013. With over 2,000 faculty, 3 residencies, and 17 fellowships, it is the largest Department of Medicine accreditation council for graduate medical education program, the ACGME program, in the US. The department is currently ranked number 10 in the US National Institutes of Health Awards with over $98 million in grants awarded. Professor Murphy has received numerous awards, amongst them the Young Investigator Award, the YS Basic Science Young Investigator Award by the American Society of Transplantation in 2003, and the Ari and Dr. Arthur M. Fishberg Professor of Medicine Award at Mount Sinai Hospital in 2004. In 2011, she was named Nephrologist of the Year by the American Kidney Fund. She received the Distinguished Jacobi Medallion in 2014, and in 2015 was honoured by the annual Irish America Healthcare and Life Sciences 50 for her contributions to research in renal transplantation. She provided their keynote address in the following year, 2016. When she was named chair of the Samuel F. Bronfman Department of Medicine at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in 2012, she became the first female chair of medicine at an academic medical center in New York, and the second female chair of a top 20 medical school in the US. Professor Murphy is a member of many professional societies, including the American Society of Transplantation and the American Society of Nephrology. She's held leadership positions at national level, including membership of the board of the American Society of Transplantation, chair of the American Transplant Congress, and chair of the Education Committee of the American Society of Transplantation. She also served as the president of the American Society of Transplantation, and in 2016 was elected councillor of the American Society of Nephrology. Professor Murphy will be president of the American Society of Nephrology in 4 years' time, making her the first person ever to be president of both the American Society of Transplantation and the American Society of Nephrology. Together with all of her commitments to patient care, Professor Murphy and her siblings, Dr. Celine Murphy, who now practices in Australia and indeed was here at a conference just 2 weeks ago in this very building, and Dr. Kieran Murphy, who practices in Canada, have established an RCSI scholarship, the Murphy Scholarship, to support academically excellent students studying at RCSI as a tribute to their parents, Anne and John Murphy, who supported them all the way through medical school at RCSI. We are delighted to welcome your parents, Anne and John Murphy, here today. And we're also delighted to welcome your husband, Peter Fogarty, and your 8-year-old son, Gavin, here to join us on the special celebration of your achievements. Barbara, we are very proud that you, as an RCSI alumnus, and as a most worthy candidate, have joined our special graduation ceremony to accept the highest academic award of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, the Honorary Doctorate. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the President of RCSI to make the award to you.
By virtue of my office as President, I'm delighted to award you with the 10th Honorary Doctorate of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Well done. Sorry.
and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to invite the 2018 RCSI Honorary Doctorate, Dr. Barbara Murphy, from the great RCSI class of 1989, to address our graduates, staff and guests.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the very lovely introduction. The Honourable Professor John Hyland, President of RCSI, Mr. Ken Mealy, Vice President of RCSI, Professor Carl Kelly, Chief Executive and Registrar, RCSI, Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of Medicine and Health Sciences, Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of NUI, Dr. Attractor Halpern, Registrar of NUI, and Professor Mary Horgan, President of the Royal College of Physicians, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, alumni, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the graduates of 2018. I'm incredibly honoured to receive this prestigious award from my alma mater, the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. I'm a proud alumnus of the class of '89, and it's an awful lot easier to say that than it is to actually admit that it's 29 years since I graduated. I graduated on the 2nd of June, which is my mother's birthday, and I had a wonderful knack of tormenting my parents before I had any exams, convincing them that I was failing, I was going to fail. Fortunately, I think my dad had the wise sense not to pay any attention to me, but I think before my final med, I did a really good job on my mother and had almost convinced her that I was going to fail. So when I phoned her to tell her that not only had I passed, but I actually came second, I think she wanted to kill me. So imagine my surprise that I'm not only going to one graduation, but here I am today with the honour of being at a second. I think, like many who've stood here before me, the first thing that came into my head after this is an incredible honour, and absolutely, yes, I would do this, is why on earth would anybody ask me, and oh no, what am I actually going to talk about? So it was suggested to me by many people that I should talk about my success. But that comes with a certain level of conceit that I'm not comfortable with. And it also begs the question, what defines success? Many think that by virtue of having a title, that attests to success. Well, you've heard the titles. I'm chair of the Department of Medicine of the Mount Sinai Healthcare System, and I'm a Dean for Clinical Integration and Population Health. It sounds big, and it's certainly not a title that I ever expected that I would hold. But what I've learned over the years, it's not the title that makes the person. It's what you do with the title and what you've done to achieve the title. So what else, if anything, have I learned over the years? In the words of Jackie Robinson, and yes, Peter, I'm quoting a baseball person, a life is not important except in the impact it has on others' lives. I knew when I went into medicine that it was a privilege to take care of patients. I'm sure you've been told this many times yourselves, but I really had no idea just how special it was going to be. I almost envy that you have it all ahead of you. I would willingly do it all over again. When I think back over the last 29 years, what I remember are the faces of my many patients, and not just the bad times, the good times, the celebrations with them. I'm a transplant nephrologist, and irrespective of what other responsibility I take on, that is what defines me professionally. That is what I love. Working with patients from before the time of their transplant and seeing how one act of love and selflessness can instantly change their lives through the power of donation. Then seeing them every week, every 2 weeks, and then it's every year. And it's like a celebration, hugs and delight at seeing them, at not having seen them for a year because they were well and I didn't need to see them. There was one more year off dialysis. Patients and their families allow you into their lives at great times of need, no matter how small the case seems to you, no matter how routine it is to you as a doctor. It's the great unknown for them. You need to show empathy, compassion, kindness, and respect, while at the same time being confident, diligent, and methodical. For the most part, we see patients for a very brief period of time. Remember that those few minutes do not truly reflect what is going on in that patient's life. I vividly remember when I realized that I had no concept what my patient was dealing with. I work in a hospital in Manhattan, which is at the border of one of the richest zip codes in America, and actually one of the richest zip codes in the world, and one of the poorest zip codes in America. So I work between East Harlem and the Upper East Side. I had prescribed dietary supplements for one of my patients on my dialysis shift for malnutrition, but she continued to lose weight. And I approached her about it when she finally admitted to me that she hadn't been taking them. She lived on the 13th floor of a high-rise building in East Harlem. The supplements were being delivered to the first floor, and the elevator had been out for the last month. I had made the right diagnosis, I'd identified the treatment, but I'd failed to consider the circumstances. Remember, as a physician, you are responsible for all aspects of your patient's care. You need to engage the necessary team to look after the continuum of care for your patient, from hospital to clinic to community to home. Class of 2018, you represent 29 different countries. The diseases and social challenges that your patients will face and the supports at your disposal to take care of them will vary greatly. But you, as their doctor, are ultimately responsible to do the best that you can and to consider all aspects of your patient's care. To do that effectively, you will have to engage and collaborate with others. I've learned that in all aspects of medicine, communication and teamwork are essential to success. Whether it's as a member of the transplant team, as a principal investigator in a large multi-centre study, leading research in transplant genomics, collaborating with experts in bioinformatics, as chair of the department, or as dean for population health, developing clinical institutes to provide comprehensive care to patients with complex medical conditions. You will find that your ability to successfully impact patients' lives will depend on your ability to communicate and work with other people, irrespective of what area of medicine you go into, whether you're a GP, a consultant, a scientist, or a CEO. Graduation is a special day. It's really a very incredible day. It is a recognition of your hard work and accomplishments. There's this incredible sense of relief and joy at having gone through all that anxiety and doubt, the studying and the exams, and maybe just a little bit of partying in between. But what you've done to this point, you had to do. Once you were enrolled in medical school, you had to fulfill this. It was prescribed. You followed the curriculum, you did your exams. Now, entering this next phase of your lives, you get to define yourselves. You get to determine what you're going to do with this degree. You get to determine what type of doctor you're going to be. At this point in time, you cannot predict the circumstances, opportunities, or discoveries that will occur that will change your life. The question is, will you step forward and run with it when opportunity occurs, or will you accept status quo? My parents raised not one but 3 doctors. They taught us to stand by our principles, never shy away from responsibility, to work hard, but most importantly to help others, and never be unkind or derogatory to others. If you ask most of the people that have been up here, people who in general are regarded as being successful, most of them could never predict the career that they had developed. I certainly could not. I thought I was going to be a full-time clinician. I certainly didn't think I was going to do research, and I couldn't have predicted that I was going to do genomics research because it didn't exist when I graduated. And I couldn't have predicted that I would work with a fabulous team to change the clinical paradigm that people affected by HIV should not be transplanted. I started in Mount Sinai in 1997, only 2 years after the introduction of the first antiretroviral treatment for HIV became available. We were still in the midst of the AIDS crisis in New York. Patients had staggering mortality rates and were socially ostracized. I had met precisely 2 patients with HIV before I moved to New York, and now I was faced with a dialysis shift that had many patients that were regarded as healthy HIV patients. A small group of us from 8 medical centers across the US and supported by the National Institute of Health met to discuss the feasibility of transplanting individuals affected by HIV. There was a clear scientific rationale, and we moved forward. Myself and my colleague and now very good friend Marla Keller started the trial at Mount Sinai. We were literally just 2 years out from our fellowships. We faced resistance, were verbally abused and insulted by people who did not look at the patient's suffering, the science, or the data, but felt it was their right to pass judgment on people with HIV. And it was their moral hierarchy that should reign when it came to allocation of donor kidneys. The trial worked. Patients in kidney survival did not statistically differ from individuals that did not have HIV. 2 weeks ago, myself and Marla received this lovely email from one of our patients that was in the trial, thanking us on his 15th renal transplant anniversary. Transplanting people with HIV is now considered standard of care around the world. Medicine and science is changing exponentially. Genetics and genomics provide us with the opportunity to identify those at risk before the disease occurred. In the field of cancer, we can more precisely identify what drug or combination of drugs a patient will respond to based on their genetic profile. We're designing vaccines, reprogramming T cells to attack cancerous cells. And we now have the ability to edit a causative gene to treat or prevent a disease through the use of CRISPR, probably the biggest scientific breakthrough in recent years. The Institute of Medicine issued a report in 2010 that outlines their vision for how we will classify disease in the future, based not on the site of the disease, not on the pathology or how it looks, but what molecular pathway drives that disease. Put another way, as Aldous Huxley said, medical science is making such remarkable progress that soon none of us will be well. Class of 2018, you will be part of this incredible change. I urge you to step forward and help determine how these changes shape the future of medicine, rather than have the application of these changes be determined for you. Do not succumb to dogma, irrespective of what aspect of medicine you work in, whether it's in clinical practice, research, running a hospital, or a company. There is no truer way to stifle innovation for good than for us to listen and follow when people say it can't be done. Do not be afraid to stand up and take risks for the good of your patients. You cannot have impact if you live in the shadows, afraid to fail or afraid of upsetting others. Success is not about abstracts, papers, awards, or titles. It's about having a positive impact on the lives of others. It's about meaningful change. Your education at RCSI has given you a foundation upon which to build. Now, have the commitment, drive, and vision to use it to change your patients' lives for their better. None of us would be here today without the support and love of those closest to us. Our family, friends, partners are here for us, lifting us up when we need them, and yet keeping us grounded. I want to take this opportunity to thank my parents. They've always supported us and encouraged us to pursue our careers, even if it meant that we all moved country. People always said to them, "You're lucky to have 3 doctors," but in truth, it's been very tough. We've missed birthdays, we've missed holidays, and they've missed their grandchildren growing up. Yet they've always encouraged us. Because they put their children before themselves, we stand on their shoulders. My husband, Peter, who constantly gives me confidence and support and encourages me to take on new challenges. Thank you. And most importantly, our beautiful son, Gavin, who makes life truly wonderful. Steve Jobs said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you truly believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you've not found it, keep looking. Do not settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know it when you find it. Class of 2008, go and unleash your full potential. Your patients will be the better for it. Congratulations."
I think the response speaks for itself. Thank you very much, Dr. Murphy. It now gives me pleasure to invite Professor Arnold Hill, Head of the School of Medicine, to introduce the awardees.
So these are the awards for the class of 2018, various academic prizes, and I'll call them out and explain what they were won for, and then the winner. And if they could come to the podium. So the first is the Desmond Murray Council Prize, which is awarded to a student who's qualified, well, it says within 57 months of the date of registration, but basically got the best mark in the final medicine, surgery, and obstetrics and gynecology, and first-class honours in one or all of these subjects. And the winner is Sarvanaz Esmailzadeh. Next is the Jim Mahon Medal, and this is awarded to the student who does their clinical training in Kilkenny and gets the highest mark in medicine and surgery. And that, the winner is Shane Farrington. Next is the Fitzsimons Gold Medal in Surgery, and this is just the best in surgery. And that goes to Oludare Alabi. Next is the Leonard Abrahamson Gold Medal and Prize, and this is awarded to the student who performs best in the medicine exam. And in absentia today, if you could just acknowledge, Ahmed Hawa has won this award. Now, the McLean Medal in Surgery is awarded to the student who achieves the highest marks in all elements of the final surgery written examination. We made it particularly difficult this year, and the winner is Stephen Keelan. Now, the Osler Medal is awarded to the student of Connolly Hospital following a competitive clinical examination, and the award goes to Michael Strader. Next is the Professor Edward Gainey Medal in Pediatric Surgery, and unfortunately Professor Gainey passed away earlier this year, but a very eminent paediatric surgeon who served the college for many, many years, and the medal is awarded in his honour to the first place in paediatric surgery, and that goes to Stephen Keelan. Now, the Quinn Prize in Ophthalmology goes to the person who came first in ophthalmology, and that is Daniel Kahn. Now, the Reuben Harvey Prize is awarded to the student who obtains the highest aggregate mark in the final medicine, surgery and obstetrics and gynecology exam, and it goes to Sarvanaz Esmailzadeh. And the final award of the night is the Sir William Wheeler Memorial Medal for Surgery, and that goes to Hamoud Bokambar. And that completes the awards and prizes. Congratulations to all the recipients. Thank you.
I'm now really delighted to invite Dr. Sarvanez Esmailzadeh to come forward and deliver the student valedictory address representing the class of 2018.
President of the Royal College of Surgeons, Presidents of the Royal College of Physicians, Chancellor of the NUI, Dean, faculty, guests, family, friends, and above all, fellow graduates, I'd like to start off by thanking you this afternoon for the great honor of addressing the class of 2018, and for the extraordinary nausea and palpitations that have plagued me in the last few days in anticipation of delivering this speech. I've definitely fallen ill with the stress of it all, and I'm sure my cardiologist will thank you in a few years. So I shall make today's address short and sweet. My mentors at RCSI have taught me nothing, if not knowing when to stop talking. If I may, I'd like to reduce the last few years into the next few minutes, which shouldn't be too hard, seeing as how we lived in the books. And to do so, I'll share some sentiments that I've learned along the way. Number one, caffeine is best enjoyed with your oxygen. Number two, medicine is a team sport. Pass the ball once in a while. No one can do it alone. Number three, it is beyond tragic that our professional world does not always adequately extend the same compassion, care, and consideration to its own. It is our responsibility as future generations to decide now that our mental and physical health, those of our colleagues and of ourselves, matters as much as that of our patients. Lend a shoulder, and don't be afraid to accept a shoulder to lean on. We shall never forget those who we've lost along the way. Number four, even when we've forgotten virtually everything else, I'm certain that we will all still remember Beaumont Hospital's endoscopy dose for midazolam in the conscious sedation dose. Number five, never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, ever order the €1 drinks in EOS. Best stick with the espresso martinis there. Number six, in multiple choice, if you don't know, the answer is always C. Number seven, failure is our biggest asset for personal growth. We have failed big and small, we have failed gracefully and awkwardly, and always with some element of disappointment. With each non-success, it becomes truer. The fear of failure is far worse than fear itself could ever be. So to always do what you must fear, I'm here. If nothing else, statistically, you'll get it right eventually. Number eight, in oral examinations, the answer is always call for help. Other acceptable answers include multidisciplinary input and refer to local guidelines. Number nine, while allowing for a healthy dose of banter, ultimately treat your friends with the utmost respect, not least because they have the most compromising photos of you. you know who you are. Number 10, lastly, and perhaps most earnestly, cultivate gratitude. Our friends, family, mentors, and our patients have taught us that this is the key to contentment. With that in mind, and in the light of my having been given 10 minutes in front of a podium, seriously, who thought that was a good idea? I think it's time to thank some very special people. Mum and Dad, you are my twin pillars of stability and support, to calm me when I am agitated, to rile me up when I need a boost. Without you, none of this would have been possible in any sense. You are the reason I stand here today, and I hope I've made you proud. Thank you for your love when I act unlovable. Thank you for your support, even when I act headstrong. And above all, thank you for your money. To my brother, you are my best friend, the one person I can always count on. Thank you for keeping me grounded to the real world during my parades of stupid and dumb, and for helping me to keep the truly important things in perspective. Mum made me say that. All of us need especially to thank our family and our friends who've been there to pick up the pieces when the stresses of medical school have broken us, and when it seemed like this day would never come. You have waited most patiently, and your burden has now hopefully lightened. In a few short weeks, you may begin to collect your respectively promised payouts. To the exceptional staff at RCSI, both clinical and administrative, thank you for holding our hands, for the warm, if slightly passive-aggressive reminder emails, and of course, for the crippling debt. But also for inspiring excellence, for fostering humanity amongst the clinical, embodying the critically observant eye that is necessary for the practice of this beautiful art of medicine. I have learned from your most talented and kind-hearted that we as graduates of this great institution are in a unique position to transcend cultural barriers, to effect international change, and to advocate for our patients, both local and abroad, lending our voice to those less fortunate than ourselves. I sincerely believe that our years at RCSI have been the most formative of our short lives. To our exceptional patients throughout the years, from anatomy halls to the wards, thank you for your sacrifices in producing a generation of competent physicians who are prepared to provide the highest standard of care for their patients. We salute you. And now, as promised, after Results Day, I'll be unashamedly listing off my shout-outs. Shaz Jamal, you're welcome. Erin Lowe, you're welcome. Anusha, you're welcome. Sahili, you're welcome. Steve Keelan, you're very welcome. Ruraj, you're welcome. Mashari, you're welcome. To all those who I promised to shout out to last night at the consultants' dinner, this is also your time. You're welcome. And last but not least, Fionn, you are very welcome. And so, fellow graduates, what a strange and wacky trip it's been. We laughed, and then we cried, we cried, we cried, we cried some more. Then we took a short break to complain, and then we cried. But despite the blood, sweat, and the tears, not always our own, we have reached our own well-deserved day of celebrations. I wish you all the warmest of congratulations, the best of luck in all of your future endeavors, and farewell, class of 2018. It's been good crack. Thank you.
Well done, Thank you. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you very much, Sarvanez. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor John Hyland.
Chancellor, National University of Ireland, President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Vice President, Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Members of Council, Chief Executive, RCSI, Dean, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, RCSI, heads of schools, academic colleagues, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, especially you, our new graduates, the class of 2018. Now, today is a very special day. It's a very happy day, and it's a day to acknowledge your great achievement to qualify as doctors. It's a great honour and privilege for me as President of the RCSI to welcome you all here to the Convention Centre on this most important day for our college and for you, our new graduates. May I particularly welcome so many of your family members and friends who've been able to share today with you. I'd especially like to welcome the guests of our international graduates who have travelled from all over the world to be here today for your graduation. Today we've graduated 283 new doctors from 29 countries. So after almost 3 weeks, fancy-free in far-flung places, parts of the world, it is a relief to see you all back safely for today's events and looking so presentable. And given the recent EOS video, which we all saw last night, and what we didn't see and what we did see would tell us that you had a good time. So by way of background for our visitors, I'm going to briefly tell you a little bit about the RCSI. So the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland is now a not-for-profit health sciences institution which was originally founded by Royal Charter from King George III of England in 1784. That's 234 years ago, and has been resident on St. Stephen's Green since 1810. The Charter gave the college the power to control the practice of surgery and make provision for surgical education. And as the national training body for surgery, we still carry out this remit. The stimulus for growth in the early years was the demand for Army and Navy surgeons for the Napoleonic Wars. We're unique in these islands amongst the Royal Colleges of Surgeons of England, Edinburgh and Glasgow in that we have an undergraduate medical school which was founded in 1886. You, our graduates, receive licentiates in surgery, medicine and obstetrics from our college as well as from the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. And also because RCSI is recognised College of the National University since 1977, all medical graduates also receive MB, BCH, BAO. In 2010, the college received from government our own degree awarding status, and the physiotherapy programme was established in 1999 and the pharmacy programme in 2002. We also have a strong postgraduate aspect with faculties in nursing and midwifery, surgery, dentistry, radiology, sports and exercise medicine, healthcare management and patient safety, not just in Ireland but also in our other campuses in Bahrain, Dubai, Kuala Lumpur and Penang. The college recently increased its position in the Times Higher Education World University Ranking announced in September 2007 and is now in the top 2% of universities worldwide and the top 6% of institutions with international outlook. Our increase in ranking is linked to a strong performance in research citations, and we continue to encourage our trainees and graduates to partake in research. So with that short background, may I welcome you all again, as well as welcoming your parents, families, sponsors and friends. Today is indeed a milestone in your lives, and Dr. Sarve Esmailzadeh, your classmate, has just delivered an outstanding valedictory address and is a hard act to follow. She has been an outstanding student throughout her career and is now about to commence a residency in the prestigious Mayo Clinic. So well done, Sarve. Our new honorary doctor, Professor Barbara Murphy, Chief of Medicine of Mount Sinai in New York and RCSI alumnus, has delivered, as expected, an inspirational address and is an example to you of the potential that resides within you all. What a stellar career she's had. We are privileged to hear her speak today. So today, you, the class of 2018, are a most exciting place with literally the world at your feet, now qualified to practice in the area of your choice within medicine in its broadest sense. The qualifications which you receive today from RCSI, RCPI and the National University of Ireland are and continue to be highly regarded internationally, wheresoever you choose to practice. So may I congratulate you all on your tremendous achievements to date. These have required intellectual ability and hard work. You are now committed to a lifelong learning, which is your duty, but also is professionally very satisfying. There is currently, unfortunately, in this country, considerable negativity about the health service. The media coverage is relentless, often unbalanced and unsympathetic, and doesn't always reflect the reality. We only ever seem to hear about the bad news stories. However, unfortunately, we must acknowledge that members of our profession, on occasion, step well outside the boundaries of acceptable practice, with the resultant harm, sometimes criminal, to patients, bringing great discredit to our profession. And this has been well illustrated by a high-profile case in the United Kingdom of the Bristol inquiry, Harold Shipman, and more recently a 15-year custodial sentence imposed upon Ian Patterson, a breast surgeon from Solihull, for very inappropriate surgery on many unsuspected patients. So such behaviour is outrageous and requires active cooperation between the profession, employers, the regulator and police authority, and the judicial system. However, I'm happy to say that these cases are relatively rare, and the public must be reassured that the vast majority of doctors are true professionals, with their individual patients being absolutely central to all their endeavours, and recognise that this aim of excellence, safety and quality of patient care remains at the core of medical practice today. It's evident that society is changing and that doctors are being rightly challenged about their practice by an increasingly knowledgeable and questioning public. The public deserve constant reassurance that doctors strive to work for the benefit of the patients. On another level, however, undoubtedly many difficulties within the health system currently, and these are undoubtedly capacity problems within the system, and none is insurmountable. There are, however, solutions to these and other problems. Therefore, rest assured that your college will continue to work to influence Government, Department of Health and the Health Service Executive. We remain positive in our relations with these agencies for the betterment of our patients, and we must always advocate on behalf of our patients. The focus in healthcare, of course, should shift from cost reduction to quality improvement, and where quality of healthcare improves, cost reduction will follow. But this requires a brave political step. Now, that was all very serious, but what I want to do is to make you rest assured, however, that your future is bright and that medicine is a wonderful profession. No other people in society have the privilege of serving an individual at a vulnerable time for them, of seeing them in complete confidence to learn of their physical, psychological or social problems and to be ultimately in a position in most cases to resolve their issues. Just imagine, most of you will get up every morning for the rest of your lives with a smile on your face and an inner happiness as you go about doing what you love, with tremendous professional satisfaction as opposed to just doing a job. Your mission in life, therefore, now that you're qualified as doctors, is to spread the truth of healthy lifestyle, and in the case of patient illness, to keep the interests of your patients to the fore. Excellent patient care means communication, excellent patient care means understanding, it means empathy, and it means confidentiality, and above all, commitment by you to good outcomes, but also in the knowledge that perfection in all cases is unattainable. So just for the last few minutes, I just want to explore two themes with you. One is gratitude and the other is professional behaviour. First is gratitude. Be grateful always to your parents, your spouse, your partners, friends who've stood by you and supported you over your lifetime to date. Thank them in many ways as they are very proud of you and you of them. You've arrived at this moment by virtue of your inbred intelligence and subsequent hard work to have succeeded in qualifying as a doctor. I put it to you, however, that none of you would be here except for the people seated behind me, the teaching faculty of RCSI, led by the Dean, Professor Hannah McGee, and the Head of School, Professor Arnie Hill. All of these inspired individuals have taught, cajoled and nurtured you with their expertise, wisdom, dedication and commitment to the profession and to you. So be sure afterwards to meet with them, talk to them, share memories. They are very proud of you. The other theme was professionalism, and I know the college has imbued a true sense of professionalism in you all. Live by its tenets. Have a commitment to ongoing learning, ongoing research, and ongoing education. Remember that the patient-doctor relationship is a partnership. Practice evidence-based medicine, have a holistic approach, and beware of clinical data posted on social media. If I may quote Sir William Osler, Sir William said, "The good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease." So enjoy yourself over the next few days, enjoy the company of your classmates, because many of your international friends will be going home and you mightn't see each other for a while. Actually, now is therefore a good time to talk about your first reunion. Keep connected, travel abroad, broaden your horizons, return to your countries with pride in RCSI and the knowledge of first-class medical education. Most importantly, however, is look after yourselves. Pay attention to your own physical and mental health. Seek advice early if you have a problem. Do not accept bullying or harassment at any level, and be sure to report it, as it is now established that bullying in the medical workplace does indeed occur, as in many other work situations, and it must be eradicated. So when you venture abroad, come back as more rounded individuals with new expertise in your specialty. Come back and make our health service better, and make it better from the inside. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hyland. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Maurice Manning, to address our guests.
President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, President of the Royal College of Physicians in Ireland, Vice President RCSI, registrars, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, but most of all, you, our new medical graduates. This is a very happy occasion where we rejoice in the fulfillment of human potential and the realization of dreams. And as Chancellor, I'm very pleased to welcome our newest graduates into the ranks of the National University of Ireland. From today on, your names will be listed in the university's graduate register. We are here at this ceremony to give public affirmation to your achievements, to congratulate you and to share in your celebration. The National University of Ireland unhesitatingly endorses the quality of the education and the training you have received at RCSI, which is a valued and dynamic member institution of the university. We are confident that your programme of studies will have equipped you well for whatever the future brings. You too can be confident and optimistic as you enter a world of new experience and new opportunities. This summer conferring at RCSI is always a wonderful international gathering. This evening's event is no exception. You, the graduates, represent many countries, and many parents and many family members have travelled long distances to be here for this great occasion, and I welcome you all to Dublin. The presence of students from so many different parts of the world is a source of great cultural enrichment to this college and to this city. And this is particularly apparent at the conferring ceremony, which is always marked by exuberance and vivacity and fun and eloquence in the speech we just heard on behalf of all of you in the valedictory address. And underlying all of this is RCSI's international dimensions. Recognised, this international dimension is one of the great strengths of the college, which adds both to the quality and depth of its educational offering. The nations of the earth have never been so interconnected or so interdependent in their economic development, politically, culturally, and in communications. Numerous examples of this in recent times have made us acutely aware of how ideas generated in one part of the world can rapidly be communicated across the planet and soon have profound influence on other societies. In many instances, universities have been the incubator of these ideas. Higher education today plays a key role in the spread of ideas, the development of new knowledge, and the finding of solutions for problems experienced in society. In particular, in the field of medicine and healthcare, research in medical schools, such as RCSI, is generating new knowledge about diseases and debilitating health conditions, leading to earlier diagnosis, to improvements in treatment and care, and decreased rates in mortality. The impressive progress that has been made has, of course, heightened the public expectations of healthcare systems, while at the same time putting extreme pressure on costs. The coincidence of these factors would seem, at least partly, to explain some of the recent issues and crises in our own healthcare system. Ireland is not alone in recent times in experiencing shocks to its health service. And while not wishing in any way to dampen the celebratory atmosphere of this conferring ceremony, we would be living in a strange bubble here if we failed to make any mention of the wider world of medicine and the controversies that have cumulatively jolted public confidence. While all the facts are not yet known, and while the media, as the President said, is guilty a great deal of the time of over-sensationalizing, of over-hyping, and sometimes of a deep, if you can have a deep shallowness, in their portrayal of the issues. But, however, the evidence available so far does point to failures in communication and a failure to put patients first. As doctors on the threshold of your careers, I think there is a lot you can learn from looking at some of our recent crises and looking at the remedies proposed to ensure they don't happen again. Now, over the course of your studies, you acquired an extensive array of medical knowledge and skill. You have developed the qualities that are hallmarks of effective healthcare professionals: an inquiring mind, strong critical and analytical faculties, a capacity for hard work, and all of you have worked very, very hard, personal and professional integrity, effective communication, and most of all, a fundamental concern for the patient as an individual, as a real person. Every person counts. I would encourage you throughout your careers never to lose sight of the last two of these: communication and empathy, words which the President has already eloquently expressed here today. These elements are essential and of critical importance in medical practice and healthcare systems today. But today is a joyful occasion for the parents, the families and friends who are here with you, our new graduates. Many of you have travelled long distance to come to this conferring, and I know you wouldn't have wanted to miss the occasion, and you've all earned the right to celebrate today and indeed long into the evening, to feel proud of the achievements of the new graduates, and I suspect also more than a little relieved that they have at last reached this point. I want to express finally my deepest admiration for the achievements of this afternoon's honorary graduate, Dr. Barbara Murphy. Beginning, just like you, today's graduates, with their studies here, her journey in medicine has followed a remarkable trajectory of research and discovery. It has taken her to where she is today, absolutely at the top of her profession and her field of specialization. Her contribution to medicine and medical research, specifically in the fields of renal transplantation, has been remarkable. The many sufferers, both in the US and beyond, who have benefited from her work, have reason to be grateful to her. For you, today's graduates about to embark on careers in medicine, she offers inspiration and motivation. But most of all for me, she has a great sense of humility, no sense of ego in her achievements, and a willingness to share with others her success. So meeting her today for me was a great pleasure, as it was to meet her husband and son and her wonderful parents, John and Anne, who are with us today. And for you, it must be a day of really great pride and fulfillment. For everybody here, the President, the Registrar, Dean, all of the staff, together with members of the Royal College of Physicians in Ireland, the successful conclusion of another academic year with the graduation of new cohorts of students is an occasion for all of us of pride in achievement and a cause for celebration. And I will be raising a glass, or maybe two, to all of you this evening. So on behalf of the National University of Ireland, I extend my congratulations to you all. Thank you.
That concludes the RCSI degree conferring ceremonies and presentations awards. Following the outward procession, I'd like to invite your guests to join us for the conferring reception outside the auditorium. I'd like to ask you, the graduates, to remain seated for the class photograph. And finally, I'd like to take this chance to thank the RCSI professional and academic staff who've worked so hard to make this day possible. And again, our sincere congratulations. If I could now invite you all to be upstanding for the outward procession.